Well, this is Sammy. He's an American alligator. He's only about 4 years old, so he's a long, long time to go because they do live as long as people, pretty much. He'll be in his 70s or 60s.
Did you feel him under his neck, John? How soft he is.
And the reason we have him out here is to give everybody a chance to hold him in the end, to tell you some neat stuff about him. And that's about it. Well, like I said, this guy's only 4. He's born about this big, from my pinky to my thumb. He came out of his egg. And the best part is his eyes were the same size when he was born. They stay the same. Could you imagine like a little lizard with eyes the size of this? They look really funny. They're really cute when they're babies, and they get uglier as they're older. See, he's kind of camouflaged right now. That's why he's all colored up. But once he gets older, he'll be this solid black color and just look like a piece of wood floating around in the water. So, let's see if we can get this tape off of him. Well, Sammy will be 15 feet long and weigh about 1,000 pounds when he grows up. To give you an idea, these wooden tables, picnic benches everybody's sitting at, those are 10 feet long.
Wow, it's even bigger than that.
So he's going to be pretty big. And nothing's going to be able to mess with him once he's at lodge because 15 feet and 1,000 pounds, no other animal can mess with him except a bigger alligator. And the biggest one ever was about 19 feet and 7 inches, and he weighed, about 1.5 tons, so 3,000 pounds. And they needed a crane to lift him when they got him.
Is he around here, the big one?
He's from Louisiana. Oh, that's easy. Get a good look in there, all his pearly whites. Now, how many teeth do you think he has in there? It's more than 10, less than 100. 38, a bit more, bit more.
60.
More?
85.
More? How many? 80? 82, yeah, I heard it, 82. 82 teeth in there. He's born with them when he's that little baby, and when he's older, he'll still have 82 teeth in there. And they fall out and regrow his whole life. That's what keeps him in such good shape, because you see some of them are broken or dirty, and those will just fall out and regrow again. It's probably the funnest part about him. Take a close look at this. His little tongue. It's actually attached to the bottom, as you can see. That's why he doesn't accidentally bite it off, because the way they eat's pretty crazy. If you were to swing his head and his tongue flew out, he bit it off, he'd be really upset because they do have favorite foods and everything they like the taste of, like a certain kind of turtle, a certain kind of fish that they like to eat.
Don't get too close with each other.
You take a close look back in his mouth. Now, what's the difference between ours and his? Besides all the teeth. That's right. Where's the food go? Back of his mouth. He actually has a muscle that he can open and close whenever he wants. Then he can let food in, and that's to keep water out, because when he's swimming, he can go up to 20 miles an hour. And if he were to go that fast with the mouth wide open, water would just go down his lungs and drown him, and he'd be dead. Because they can't breathe underwater, not like fishes or anything. He actually has ears right here on top of his head. I can't really lift it out, but they're watertight right there against his head. And this is the best part about an alligator, I think. If you look at his eyes, see that? My fingers are flat, and his eyes come up again. His eyes actually go into empty spaces in his head. And so that's how it gets scratched out by anything, because if I tried to eat a raccoon or a bird's trying to peck their eyes out, you go like, see, nothing you can do really can get at his eyes. Even if you were to jam your thumb in there, it wouldn't do anything. So if you hear a myth like you're supposed to run zigzag and you're supposed to jam in the eye, neither of those things work. They're actually the worst things you could probably do to an alligator. Alligators can't go very fast, despite what you guys hear. When they're about 6 feet long, they can go 10 miles an hour on land. And after that, they get fatter and slower throughout their lives. So, and they see sideways, actually. They see kind of like this. Like right now, he can't see my finger. He couldn't bite it. There's a nose there. So when you run zigzag, you're actually helping him out. Like, I'm not going to put my finger on the side of his head, but if you can imagine like going back and forth, it actually helps him to run that way. And you don't jam him in the eye, because about a month or 2 ago, somebody tried to jam one in the eye with his thumb to save his dog, and he just bit off his hand. So it doesn't really work. This gets him mad. Poke him in the eye. The reason we have Sammy out here is we're going to give everybody a chance to hold him. And the reason we do that is because we do have 200 of these guys in all. If you guys decide to buy a picture from us, it does go back to the care and feeding of all those 200, from this big to 13 feet long. We'll show you some pictures of them. And also because we do donate to crocodile conservation. There's 23 species in all of them. It's not just alligators and crocodiles. In about 14 of those, there's less than 100 left in the world. Like a Chinese alligator, I'm pretty sure there's 50 left in the whole planet. So If you guys do buy a picture, it does go back to a good cause, but if not, it's up to you. You're all welcome to hold them whether you buy a picture or not. We just ask you don't use your own camera because it's how we raise money. But like I said, everybody gets to whether they buy one or not. Just a neat experience. And we're going to go right over by the lakeside here, and everybody gets a chance. I'm going to grab some tape, and you can just follow her over. She'll tell you where to go.